Hi there everyone. Today is a hot day and I've had my air conditioning on, but once you put your oven on, it really doesn't matter. So it's hot today. So today I'm going to make a family favorite that's been a favorite in my family since I was a kid growing up, and it was my mother's coconut cream pie. And she made the best, and so I make mine the same way she does. I haven't made it in probably 2 years or so. And I have a friend named Patty who asked me probably a year ago if I made coconut cream pie, and I said I'll make one, and I'm keeping my promise even though it's a long time later. But I'm going to use one of my mom's pie plates, and all my pie plates, most of them are from my mom, and these are like old. They're like over 40 years old. So I just want to show you that these are most of the time the pie plates that I use when I make my pies. So I'm going to have a taste test, but it will not be here because I'm taking this pie to my mom's house. So we're going to have a special taste tester. So let's get going here. Also, I just wanted to come back here and let you know that we don't do our coconut cream pie with whipped cream on it. My mother has always done it with the meringue, and so it's still a coconut cream pie, but with a meringue. So I just want to kind of let you know that this pie will have a meringue on it. Okay, for this recipe, you're going to need salt, sweetened coconut, sugar, 3 egg yolks, flour, milk, and vanilla. And I will have the exact measurements under the video. Now, you do want to save the whites of those 3 eggs because we're going to use that to make our meringue. You are going to want to have like a 9 to 9.5 inch pie plate. So I'm making my own pie crust, and I will leave the recipe also. Okay, so my pie crust is made, and now what I have to do is bake it in the oven, and that's going to be cooked before the cream filling goes in. Now I'm going to bake this in a 475 degree oven, or excuse me, 450 degree oven for anywhere from 8 to 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Now what I do before I bake it is I take some beans and I place it in here to hold the crust up so it doesn't fall, and then I stick it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. That keeps it from falling. Okay, so I save these beans in parchment paper and I reuse them and just keep them in a plastic container with a lid, and it works really well for me. So before I do anything, I'm going to put this in the freezer for like 10 minutes. So in the meantime, you can put your dry ingredients in a pot and kind of just whisk the ingredients together, which is your flour, salt, and sugar. And then we're just going to kind of leave this here until we're ready for the milk and eggs. Okay, I had that in the freezer about 15 minutes. I have lowered my rack to the bottom rack. Not the exact bottom, but almost one up. And I'm going to cook this at 450 for about 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to keep my eye on it. So, okay, I had this in the oven. You can see it's kind of scorched. That means it's probably doing pretty good. So you can see the edge is cooked pretty well. And now I'm going to take this out, put it back out of the pie, and check the bottom to see if it's cooked enough. So this is not cooked, so now I'm going to put it back in on the bottom rack again for probably about another 10 minutes, but you want the bottom to cook also, but it's going to go on the very bottom. Place a ring guard over this, a pie shield, and hopefully the top of the crust won't burn. Okay, there it goes back. Now this is something you just have to check for your oven to see how long it's going to bake for. I'm going to go with 10 more minutes. Okay, I baked it another 10 minutes, and I had lowered the temperature to about 350, and I kept it on the lower rack, and you can see it is completely done. See, so that was a total of 20 minutes. So that looks perfect. So now we're going to let it kind of cool here to room temp, and we are going to cook the filling. Okay, first thing you want to do is put your pot on the stove with your all your dry ingredients, and now you're going to add your milk. And we're going to whisk everything together, and you're going to turn your heat up to like a medium, and we're going to stir this until it starts getting bubbly and thickens. So I just turned it up now to a medium, and Once it starts bubbling and thicken, then we're going to turn it down to a lower heat and cook it another 2 minutes while stirring constantly. So I'm going to do this and I'll come back once it's where I need it to be thickened. Okay, this is how thick it is right now. And now once you get it that way, you're going to turn the stove off, take it off, and then you're going to pour a little bit of that in your egg mixture and whisk it really quick. This is called tempering, and it's bringing the egg mixture up to the same temperature kind of as the cream sauce, but it's going to prevent it from scrambling. That's why we do this. So I'm going to continue this and I will be right back. I'm going to keep pouring more in, and then I'm going to put it back in the pot and cook it at a high boil, a medium high, until it's completely thickened, about 2 more minutes. Okay, now while the heat is off, I'm pouring the egg mixture back into the pot, and I'm going to stir it all together, and now I'm going to turn this up to a boil and cook it 2 more minutes. Okay, there it is. Now you're going to turn the stove off. It's thick and boiling. Now we turn it off, take it off the stove. Now we're going to add our fresh vanilla and our cup of coconut. Okay, first you want to add your vanilla, and that's 2 teaspoons. And you mix it all together, and then you want to add your 1 cup of sweetened coconut. And you stir that all around so it all gets mixed together. And that looks so yummy. And next we're going to pour it in our pie shell. You do not want to put a meringue on top of cold filling. It has to be either hot or warm. So now we're going to pour this filling in our pie plate. That looks so yummy. Now I'm going to go beat the egg whites with cream of tartar and a little bit of sugar. I will meet you at the mixer. Okay, we're going to put our egg whites in and our 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And we're going to beat this till we have soft peaks. Then we're going to gradually add our sugar and beat it till there's stiff peaks. Okay, that's about soft. Now we're going to put in the sugar little by little till we get stiff peaks. Okay, here's our stiff peaks. Now you can add a little bit of vanilla if you want, but I'm not going to, but you can. So this filling sets up really fast. You do not have to put plastic wrap on it like a lot of other creams and custards. So now what we're going to do is put this on top and pull it all the way to the edge of the crust. So you want to push it all the way to the edge. My mother always did a little design like this. So I'm going to just take it all the way to the edge, just like this, right where the edge of the crust is. And I used 4 eggs instead of 3. I added another one. So now you can do your little design however you want. Now there's controversy on what temperature you bake this at. Some people broil it for just 2 minutes. I do not. I put this in anywhere from 350 to 375, and just keep your eye on it because it can burn fast. But I do it at a lower temp for anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, but keep your eyes on it. So I'm going to put this in the oven right now while it's still warm. Okay, you want to put this on the middle rack. So I had it on the lower rack when I baked the crust. Now it's on the middle rack. Let's set the timer for about 8 minutes to start. Okay, here is our coconut cream pie with meringue. Now, the only thing I didn't do was put a half a cup of coconut on the meringue, which I forgot, but it's okay. It's still going to taste wonderful because there's a cup of coconut inside the filling, which is really good. So anyway, this took 5 minutes for this meringue to cook, not less. I'm so glad I checked my oven because I forgot to set my timer. Have you ever done that? You set it and then forget to push the button on your phone? So now we're going to cool this an hour on a rack, and then it has to chill at least 3 hours in the refrigerator.
Hiya, how are you?
Good. This is my mom's husband, my stepdad, and he's going to be our taste tester. He's going to taste the coconut cream pie. Go ahead.
Here I go. Mmm, delicious, delicious. Mmm, very good.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
I wish I had more room in my stomach.
All right. Thank
Very
you,
good.
everyone, for watching.